Surprise, bitch! I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
Hi, and welcome back to Okage, where we're finishing up some side quests.
Wow, you're right.
I just reached the point where the compatibility cutscene with Rosalind will happen.
Wow, Ariel, you are right. You did need Brian to laugh.
I did, yes. I didn't lie about that. I was aware that Austin wouldn't laugh at it. I was hoping to get a chuckle.
I mean, I knew it was coming.
You knew it was gonna be you labeled as the other one?
No, but I knew something was coming.
You knew something was coming. Yes. And Rosalind's having some very deep observations here, some soul-searching moments.
How deep could they be? It's not raining and she's still using that stupid umbrella.
It's a parasol.
Does it block the rains?
Parasols aren't for rain.
Does it block the rains?
Parasols are not for rain.
You're not answering my question.
They're not waterproof.
They're not?
No!
Really? Are you sure?
Yes!
Are you positive?
Paper umbrellas are parasols. Lace umbrellas are parasols. They're not waterproof.
Well, they should be.
They're not for that.
Okay, alright, but you could use an umbrella as a parasol.
You can, yes. If you're a heathen. Anyway, she's like, oh, I really wanted to be a hero. So, as long as I'm a hero, I'm good. So, then I'm good as long as I'm a hero.
I don't know.
You're not a hero, and frankly, you're nobody in particular. But you fight better than any of those heroes around. You're involved in bigger tasks than anybody else, and you just go for it, you know? No questions, no titles. Having seen you do this has made me rethink things, especially when I see a bureaucratic building like this. So, I want to see how you turn into. It's because you're gonna be something really, really special. And I had to do the smart-ass answer, too. But, what's inside you is also stomach, heart, and liver, and whatnot.
I've fallen in love with you! Take this!
It's okay, he doesn't exist to her. But anyway, that's her best weapon in the game.
Oh. It's a mystery. I'm gonna take this. It came out of goddamn nowhere. But
yeah.
Oh man, it's a mystery.
So, everyone's compatibility path. There is no way in one run of the game to get everyone's best weapon.
Really?
Yes. Because you get Rosalind's from her compatibility scene, and you can only be compatible with one person. You get, you get Apros's strongest weapon really randomly. I think it's if you're most compatible with the mysterious girl, which means that you just do the answer with the least things. No! I think it's when you're compatible with your dad, because it makes the least sense.
Okay.
And
Fair
basically they're all kind of spread out, and you can be compatible with the princess, and I think that gives you a status item rather than a weapon.
No. Is it any good?
I don't know. I would have to look it up, because as you can see, I got Rosalind's.
Right.
Alright, so now that we're in this fancy little maze. This is technically not a side quest, but I found this while I was doing side quests, and it was kind of important to not skip it, because it's how you get to the gear tower.
Oh. So it's like, it's mandatory, or?
I mean, we have to get to the gear tower.
Okay. No, it means indeed mandatory.
And that's how I fit in my other tiny gear clips. Instead of doing another montage. Damn ghosts. Fluffy like clouds. Of course you're not afraid of no ghosts. They're just big, fluffy, angry clouds.
Grr, I'm angry. Grr.
They're like Kirby enemies. Ooh, look, a random fountain in the desert. That has to actually take a lot of energy to maintain.
Yeah, well, unless it's a mirage.
I mean... No. Don't think so.
Well, you know, media, like, they don't know how mirages work. Okay, here's something. Okay, so, I recognize that, like, the diffraction of the light from the ground can make it look like there's water there. But, like, in cartoons, people see, like, full-on, like, a Wendy's, and, like, a five-star
Have you never
hotel.
had an exhaustion hallucination?
Have you?
Yes!
Oh. No, I can't say I have.
Yes, the one time I recently, by which I mean before the plague, pulled an all-nighter. When I was driving home the next morning, I was really struggling to keep my eyes open, and every time I blinked, all the cars in front of me looked like monsters. And I was like, oh! Well, this was a bad idea, but it's too late now. I still got another, 70 miles.
Guess I'm flooring it.
And that was also the day where I got stuck in a Russian accent, so you know.
Right. Yes, I know how those Russian accents, what they mean.
Anyway, I got all 30 gears. Or is there slightly more?
Okay, are we gonna make a machine?
I think technically there's 34 in the game. But you only need 30 for the weapon. Which I'm trying to go back to get, and I don't want to fight no ghosts. I don't want it. Go away! No!
I ain't fighting no ghosts.
Stupid flowers.
I don't know why the scientist guy's running animation.
I mean, his running animation is pretty comedic. I personally like Stan flailing in the wind. He just becomes a wacky inflatable arm wailing tube man.
You know, I'm gonna get one of those for my front yard just cuz.
I mean, you probably can. I don't know how expensive they are, but it's definitely a thing that you could do. Unless you have an HOA.
I totally have an HOA. Which means I have to do it under cover of night.
They'll never see it.
Ever.
Despite the fact that they have, little lights in them. They'll never see it. No, just put one in your living room. You got tall ceilings.
I guess. It would be the first thing I saw every time I woke up.
Maybe they have miniature ones where they're only 7 feet instead of 20.
Maybe I'll just get tiny ones that are only a foot tall and just fill my bedroom with them.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I see no downsides.
Go to sleep with the sound of the
Anyway, here we go. The ultimate weapon. It was hard work to get this many gears. You can resume your experiments. It's silly conservative hiding in the back of the library. That'll come back later.
Okay.
Yeah, the Sword of Gear, which for some reason is stronger than the Hero Sword. And
That doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't, probably just because it's harder to get. Anyway, we're back at the deep grave pit. Let's
Yep,
beat up some
still
more
deep.
jars. So, pot of greed's not even that good. I mean, it is, but this isn't even that good.
You know, this sounds like way too creepy.
Oh, god damn it. Attack and defense. Okay, well, I'm gonna do it wrong, because we already saw that they want, like, a fucking lounge singer. The worst stylist hooligan is unacceptable. Silly me, I forgot there's supposed to be a stylish, stinky, farted lounge singer.
This is stupid!
It's exceptionally stupid. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be a stylish, doomed lounge singer. It's a stinky fart prison barber. My mistake.
Like, does he expect anybody to be, like, legitimately insulted by that?
Apparently, but I guess part of the joke is that he doesn't strike as much fear into people as he thinks he does. Maybe that's part of the joke. Ow! Smack my hand on my
Is that
desk.
also part of the joke?
Probably not. Oh boy, beat up that urn. Aren't urns supposed to be, like, small?
I don't know. I've only seen them in, like, relation to cremation. So, I guess, I don't know if there's, like, a hard limit. Like, this is no longer an urn. This is a
How
bucket
big
now.
are urns?
Let us help you! We can't jump!
Well, all the results are just for cremation. And I don't think 150 cubic inches is very big. Could be wrong. So, Deep Grave Pit is my least favorite of the dungeons. You might be,
name, or
you might be
the
thinking,
aesthetic?
you might be thinking to yourself, how can it be your least favorite? So far, it's been like the same as the first couple we did. Well, this one has 8 floors.
Oh boy.
Yes. Every time I thought I was done, I would go up to save and then go down to the next floor and there'd be more fucking urns. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, I just want to be done.
You know, you need to play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Because the dungeons in there have like 1,000,000 billion floors.
I mean, what we really need to do, if I ever get around to it, is do Baroque. Because that dungeon gets longer every time you go through it.
Oh,
And it's randomized.
Yeah.
And her goal every time is to get to the 999,999
What?! You started saying 9, I'm like, surely she means 99. And then she's like 990, and I'm like, oh, surely she means...
it might just be 9,999. All I know is that it's all 9s.
Yeah, no,
And you don't go sequential. But once you get to that floor, there's the goddess, and you have to decide if you're going to help her or kill her, and that, regardless of which one you do, it resets the loop. And you go back to the beginning, but something's different, and then shit just keeps getting more jacked up. And the reason why I haven't recorded it is because it's not easy one to... It doesn't lend itself to commentary, because it's basically this for 90% of the game. It's got weird creature designs and weird people, but it's 90% just dungeon. And then sometimes weird shit happens with the Archangel or with the town, like how I accidentally killed everyone in the town.
What?
Well, you see, you can throw Ideosephoras at people, which are like their souls. And when you throw that at some people, they can, like, read them. But if you throw it at other people, they, like, absorb part of it. So I accidentally threw one at Long Neck. Long Neck was the first one I threw one at, and he decided to bury himself. And then I accidentally killed him while I was trying to talk to him. Like when you accidentally stabbed the priest. And he stayed dead. And I got his Ideosephora. And I was like, well, that's weird. And then I threw it at the guard, because you had to do that to get into the place. And then I threw it at everyone else. And then everyone buried themselves in this dirt.
You know, Ariel, I actually think I know where your mistake was.
Really?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's just a theory. It's just a theory, but...
I didn't think it would, like, break the game.
Game theory.
Part of the issue of why I can't, like, progress the story, I don't know if it's because I accidentally killed everyone, or because I keep forgetting what I did last time I went to the goddess every time I get to her. Since it's longer each time, I don't know if I'm picking the same one, because I think you have to pick the same one X number of times for shit to happen. So that's why I haven't done it, even though the art style is very interesting. And a lot of the things in the game are very interesting. It has some strange mechanics. But it's 90% dungeon. And sometimes interesting things happens in the dungeon, and I will say it is not a turn-based one. So that makes it slightly better. But it's still 90% dungeon. And it's the same dungeon. You have a chance of ending up with the same floors the first few times.
Okay.
Like, there'll be a slightly different layout, since each one is a little different, but it's gonna be the same, like, aesthetics.
Is this game even, like, fun to play? Like...
Well... I was having a good time until I accidentally killed everyone and then couldn't progress anything.
I mean, I hated all of them anyway, so the game's better now.
I mean, they were all kind of creepy, but that was sort of like the draw. Like,
Yeah.
if you thought these NPCs were fucking creepy, then we have to do Baroque. Because Long Neck is perfectly normal, and the bagged girl is perfectly normal. And the coffin man pisses me off. I have a comic about him.
Okay.
Because he says "God damn it" in every goddamn sentence. It's annoying. It doesn't even make sense half the time.
A bridge
Maybe
seems to
it's
have
a-
appeared somewhere.
Yes.
Right in front of you.
It was actually more than one, but yes. See?
Yeah, but there's still the one right there.
Yes! Honestly, I think that may have been a translation thing.
You're a translation thing.
No, I mean, it depends on how they wrote it in Japanese. Like, if they didn't specify that it was plural, and a lot of times they don't specify when things are plural, then the translation team would have just said a bridge, even though it's every time it's usually more than one bridge.
So many bridges!
So, you know, these things happen. Stupid ghosts getting in between me and breaking another urn. I have been wanting to play Baroque, but it's a bit of a time sink.
It sounds like an experience, though.
It's definitely something. Let me see, actually. How long to beat Baroque?
Oh, I thought you was gonna say weeks.
Weeks. Okay. No, it's the PS2 one. I think they're the same, though. The highest one is 14 hours, and I find that very hard to believe. They must have also known what they were doing.
How long did it take you?
I'm 90% sure I have more than 14 hours in that game. And it is not beat. But again, I can't figure out what to do. And I wouldn't look it up. So...
Why?
I don't know. Sometimes I get stubborn about that. Or I did look it up once, which is how I know that you have to say the same thing to the goddess multiple times in a row. But then I just kept forgetting what I said to the goddess the previous time.
Write it down, Ariel!
No.
Was there any reasonable way for you to figure that out without looking it up?
Well, basically it has to, I don't know, maybe. Basically, you have to decide if you're going to listen to the Archangel, who's clearly been hiding shit from you, or if you're going to help the goddess. And, I mean, the Archangel has a cool voice, so sometimes I may have sided with him. And sometimes I may have sided with the goddess against him, I don't know. Honestly, it could have gone either way. So I would have to start over and commit to doing it a certain way.
I mean, honestly, when I don't look things up, it's usually because, like, when I look it up, it's usually something obvious, and I feel like an idiot. And I don't like feeling like an idiot, so I just don't look things up.
I did have that happen during Deadly Premonition. Because normally I check every single room before looking something up, and I was lazy and didn't. And I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do with these items? I clearly need to use these items to open the door. And then it's like, go into this room and put the item here. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, I guess I did run past that door. I will say, I don't know if she watches these videos, but my one friend refuses to look up anything.
Your one and only friend.
No, this one friend in particular will not look up anything. Because she really hates spoilers. And she considers walkthrough spoilers too. Like, we've had this discussion for a while. She would rather not finish a game than look up the next step.
Speaking of spoilers, there have been studies shown that people who have stuff spoiled for them and then watch them actually enjoy them more.
I knew it! Because I don't care about spoilers very much!
I would say it probably depends on the thing. Because as we've mentioned before, Heavy Rain, if you already know who did it, sucks ass.
No. The joy of Heavy Rain is how awkward and dumb everyone is, not the twist.
I very much enjoyed the story the first time through. The second time through it was hell. It was hell! Anyway, tune in next time for more intellectual discussions.